Hello and welcome to Happy Trails Hiking. On this station, you will find content about park travel as well as living a healthy lifestyle. If you're interested in those sorts of things, I would invite you to subscribe. It is free. You just have to click that little button down below. My name is Kay, and this is the Healthy Lifestyle Show. On this show, I want to offer you encouragement to live the life you love. This is Motivation Monday. Let me encourage you to use that hashtag today on your social media posts. I would love to retweet and share things that motivate you today. Please feel free to tag me on Twitter at Happy Trails Hike or on Facebook and Instagram at Happy Trails Hiking. Good morning to those folks in the chat. It is awesome to see you today. Nikki Murphy is here, as well as Mama Four, Desmond Donders, Lori Bryant. It is great to see all four of you. Thank you for being here today. Our show today is brought to you by our photography store because it is World Photography Day. Can you even believe it? So this is our, let's see. Let's go there. There we go. This is our picture of horses from Theodore Roosevelt National Park. And I couldn't pick a better picture to show you today because the folks that are going to be on with me today are, well, I met them in Theodore Roosevelt National Park, basically. And I'm excited to get you to meet them. But before I bring them on, I do want to show you, let's see, I do want to show you a few other things. One, I have a very exciting show for you today. The wonderful people I get to talk to you are from postcardjar.com. We met at Midwest Travel Conference. They spoke on engaging their community, right? But I learned so much more about them during that weekend. Their enthusiasm for life and travel is inspiring. While many couples that have faced the trials that they have would have made the effort to stay close to home, these two have done the opposite and are thriving and showing off what the world has to offer ordinary people. Our guests for Motivation Monday this week are Steve and Ann Teget of postcardjar.com. A bit of information about our guests before we begin. I asked them for a short bio. They gave me a longer one and a shorter one. I'm going to use the longer one because I just loved it so much. Okay, so Midwesterners Steve and Ann Teget are writers, speakers, and co-founders of the midlife travel blog postcardjar.com. After spending nearly 20 years in public education and the cable industry, Steve's aversion to middle school girl drama, and Ann's health issues prompted them to leave their established careers and become full-time travel influencers in 2017. Now they work with destinations and convention and visitors bureaus to tell authentic life stories or midlife travel and connect, oh my gosh, authentic stories of midlife travel that connect and engage followers in their blog. Lifetime lovers of learning and travel, Steve has degrees in anthropology and Spanish and a master's in education administration, while Ann has a degree in journalism from the University of Nebraska at Kearney. Welcome to Steve and Ann at Postcard Jar.
Hello.
Hey, guys. It is so good to have you here today.
It's great to be here.
Oh my goodness, the room is full of people right now. And
excellent.
Yes, so everybody, if you all haven't met Postcard Jar, please make sure that you check them out at postcardjar.com. I'm going to leave that down there for a little bit, but we've added some folks to our room, and that's Marty Screw Our Family Adventures is listening from the forklift, and Rachel Rawson is here, Karen Summers. Justin and Christina's RV and van life has come in too, so it's great to have everybody here. And gosh, all right. So I have a few questions for you, and it's just so happy to have you all here. And I love your shirt, Steve. It's great.
I like yours too. I think it's a great color and everything. So
yeah, good time. It's not very often that I match. Actually, I matched with last week's guest. We both wore blue, and then the week before that, I matched and we both wore red. So this is perfect. It worked out really well. Anyway, okay. So on to the first question. I know a little bit about your story for getting started as travel bloggers, and your bio mentioned health issues and middle school girl drama, which I love. Can you talk a little bit more about the leap of faith and change of focus that made you start Postcard Jar?
Yeah, well, we both spent a lot of hours every week in our professional careers.
Mhm.
I spent about a little more than 20 years in public relations and lobbying, and Steve was in school administration, was a middle school principal. And about 5 years ago, I became very sick and had an inflammatory immune disease called cardiac sarcoidosis that affected my heart and my joints. And I was not able to keep working in that career. So while we were actually at the Mayo Clinic in Rochester, Minnesota,
Trying to figure things
out, we had talked for a long time about starting a travel blog just as a hobby. And so as we were there and kind of waiting for test results and recovering from surgeries over several months, we decided to start a travel blog and actually wrote our first post from the Mayo Clinic in Rochester. We did that. And then after a few years of that, we started getting some destinations or places that asked us to come and write about them if we could, and we were able. And oftentimes it just did not work out in our schedule because Steve was a middle school principal.
So about 2 years ago, after a lot of prayer and consultation and getting advice from people, a lot of thought went into it. We decided to, leap. You keep hearing people say, you got to try it or it'll never work. And so we thought, let's try it. And so I quit my job as a middle school principal, and we
you're doing more with us now.
Yeah. So now we're writing about travel, and it's a ton of fun. So it's been great.
Awesome. That's cool. We did get what we call a raid here on YouTube. And Timey Lives had a live stream right before us. And so her audience has raided us now. So welcome to all the new.
Hey, welcome everybody.
Thanks for raiding.
Yeah, isn't that cool?
Major fun on YouTube.
Yes. Yeah, we have a lot of fun over here. It's really a neat community that we have. So, and I'm happy to have you all join in our community today. And for those of you who are part of the raid, this is postcardjar.com, Steve and Ann Teget. And if you have questions for Steve and Ann, will you please make sure that you put at Happy Trails Hiking in your questions so that I can see that. And maybe moderators, you can help me out with that. And we'll go on to question number 2 at this point. So we talk a lot about health on the Healthy Lifestyle Show, and I've been doing this for, over a year, and we talked about how to stay healthy at home and, when to go to the gym and what foods to eat and this, that, and the other. But you guys travel all the time. So is it difficult to maintain a healthy lifestyle while traveling, and what's the hardest part of that?
It is difficult, but we're finding ways to make it easier. We kind of just made a decision about the 1st of April of this year, after sort of eating whatever we wanted.
We were on a seafood diet. You've heard about that, where we would seafood and then eat it. So.
Yeah, we just kind of done that for a while. When I started, a lot of the medications that I had, it was on, high doses of steroids, which I've been on now, not high doses, but for 5 years. I gained a lot of weight really quickly. And I don't know, Steve had sympathy for me.
I did.
So he just ate along with me. And so we both kind of just gotten out of control in terms of our health. And so, it is getting easier. We're finding new ways to stay a little bit healthier while we're traveling, and have kind of been really focused on that since about April 1st.
Right. There's always some temptation there, to get the fries with something rather than the steamed vegetable. But, we know the steamed vegetables are probably the way we ought to go. And so we are really focusing on that. The other thing we do is we do a lot of extra planning in our day so that we know what's going on.
Yeah. So what we've kind of done since April is we've really focused on eating really clean and really healthy when we're at home, and we have control over what we put in our refrigerator, what we put on our table every night. So we've been really diligent when we're at home.
Our cheese drawer is empty in the fridge.
That's
sad.
We have Parmesan and
we have Parmesan, and you know what? That actually is really good. And real Parmesan Reggiano, low calorie, high flavor.
But by doing really well and staying really diligent and clean eating when we're at home, then when we travel, we're able to, try the things we want to try. I mean, that's one thing that when we were looking at, how are we going to lose weight, but still, travel and go to some of these really nice restaurants or go on a cruise and eat at the buffet. We really wanted to be able to do both. So we've found a really good mix. And since April, we've lost almost, I think, 90 pounds together.
That's amazing.
45 pounds.
Okay, so you guys wrote a weight loss, a blog about it. Yeah. And hey guys, I want to guys in the chat, I want to show you this because this was amazing to me. So I was doing research for the show. Oh my gosh. I know. You're going to hate it.
It's like one of those pictures you wouldn't post.
Right.
Until you lose the weight.
Yeah.
And we did post that picture because that's who we were.
Right. But look at the difference, guys. This is January of this year to June of this year. This is just amazing. And I met you guys in June. So these are the people I met, and I would have not ever known. Oh my goodness. So congratulations on all of your success.
Yeah, where's that other one? The other one by the Georgia sign.
Yeah. This one right up. Scanning fast. Sorry.
That's in Key West at mile marker 0.
Sorry, I missed a picture. I'm sorry.
Sort of the beginning of our we kind of look back on that, and that wasn't the beginning of our weight loss journey. We didn't really start until March.
Yeah, end of March.
End of March. But I mean, look at that, and then look at us now, and I'm really proud of where we've come. So
we love this picture, and we didn't take it as like a before picture for weight loss.
It was just a picture.
We were just in Key West at mile marker 0, but it was a good thing. Like, you have to start somewhere. Like, you start at 0 and you just go from there. And it is a journey. We are not to mile marker 200,
Right.
But it's
mile marker 90.
But it's little steps along the way.
If you didn't just see it, I popped this up. Suzanne's here. And you guys just saw Suzanne. It's great to see you.
Yeah, we just saw her. Actually, we just ate one of those meals out that isn't on our clean, healthy eating. Suzanne visited us at our home in Pawhuska, Oklahoma, Pioneer Women Mercantile. So that's another challenge, living about 1 mile from the Pioneer Women's Mercantile with, all the butter and chicken fried steak you could ever want.
Oh, wow. Yeah, that's
ice cream and
crazy. So we do have a question from the chat, and I didn't want to ignore it, but you may not want to answer. I don't know. So the question is, what is your favorite cruise line so far? And that comes from Justin and Christina's RV van life.
Thanks for asking.
Yeah, thank you for the question. Personally, I think our favorite cruise line that we've experienced, we've done 3, is Celebrity, just because we just really enjoy the sort of the feel on board the ships that they have. But every cruise line has its own personality, so you have to think about who you are and what your interests are, and then you choose a cruise line from there. So we've also enjoyed Royal Caribbean a great deal. That's a really good one for people traveling with kids and for families traveling together.
And since we're talking about healthy lifestyle, I will say the Celebrity ships, one of the things we have loved most about those is that the food is phenomenal, and it's not about mass quantities of food. The portions there
are very controlled.
Are very, very controlled. They're small portions, but you get to eat really well prepared food.
And the portions are small enough that you don't gain a ton of weight, because it's not just a pile of food, but it's beautifully prepared good food.
That's
you can get as much as you want, but you just don't order the second or third entree.
Every night.
Every time we're trying to skip the second dessert, which would be the hard part for me. But yes, I love that. That's great. Thank you for answering it, and I hope that helps.
Yeah, and I will say we did 2 cruises this summer, and both were 7-night cruises. And within 2 days of getting off the cruise ship, we were below the weight that we started at.
Wow.
So you're able to actually be on a cruise ship for a week and control what you're doing. So
Right. Yeah. Oh my gosh. Matt and I went on a cruise for our 10th anniversary, and it was not pretty. It was just not pretty. We have a few extra people or new people in the chat and Life on the Trail. Gary is a truck driver out in the Pacific Northwest and joins me on a day basis. And Comac Strickland is a new friend of our channel and is here. So welcome, Comac. And for those of you who are just coming in, this is Postcard Jar, Steve and Ann Teget. And if you have any questions, please be sure to type at Happy Trails Hiking. And Karen, I saw that you were having trouble tagging. So if you have a question, just type it in capital letters. I'll be on that. People, it's hard to tag on the phone. Like if you're on your phone on YouTube, you can't tag in the chat. So that's a new and interesting thing. So question 3 from me. When Matt and I travel, we like to try all the local food. What tips do you have for people who want to eat healthy when they're eating out, but want to try all the food?
Yeah, I think one of the things that we've done the last few months in the summer as we traveled is we just plan ahead. That seems to be the biggest thing. So, for instance, if we know when we were in North Dakota, we knew that we were going to the steak fondue, for instance, in Medora. Mm-hmm. And we looked online ahead of time. We knew that they were going to be serving us a New York strip steak that was deep fried in oil.
On a pitchfork.
Yes.
And it was fun. Sounds interesting. I mean, you have to try it, right?
Right.
So they had that, but they also had, I kind of looked online to see what they had, and I saw that they had some relishes and fresh vegetables and I think, like potato salads and things and bread. So we just sort of planned ahead and kind of tried to calculate what our calories were going to be for that meal. I knew that I wasn't going to eat the whole steak, but I wanted to try a few bites. And then I knew that I would load up on the vegetables that they had and the salad and kind of calculate, do we want to have a beer with our meal or stick to water? And so we kind of calculated what our calories would be that night and then worked the rest of the day back from that. So knowing that we were going to go out to the special thing on the road allowed us then to know if we want to stay within our calorie count that day, we need to have this much in the morning and this much for lunch. So we went really light on calories throughout the day and then splurged a little bit more that night.
Another tip or trick, not a tick. Ticks are inside.
Ticks are weird.
Yeah. Anyway, another tip is to look for things on the menu that are baked or grilled and avoid words like fried and sauteed, because if you bake something, it doesn't add any extra fat to it, and so it actually is kind of a healthier preparation, a little more low calorie preparation. So look for those words on the menu. It's a good hint.
That's a great tip. We we have done shows in the past talking about ordering on the menu and things to do at like holidays and things like that. But holidays are so hard. Last year at Christmas, we did a eating well with family kind of thing, and it was a funny show. Lots of people had lots of opinions on how to eat well with their family or how much that would not work. But I always am interested in finding out how other people do travel and eating out and so much.
Yeah, another thing we do when we travel is we, even that you don't think that just because you're on the road or because you're traveling that you have to eat at a fast food restaurant or even a restaurant at all. We have often stopped at a grocery store as we're on the road. I know when we were coming back in South Dakota, our cooler was empty, but we stopped at a grocery store and got some grapes and went in the bathroom at the grocery store and washed them and had those for a snack in the car instead of stopping for fast food or chips or something at the gas station. So don't forget that there are grocery stores in most towns, so you can still stop and get something pretty healthy.
Yes, we road trip this summer and we camped though. So that makes, grocery stores way more easy. Yeah. I'm not seeing any questions in the chat right now. People were asking though, or mentioning that there's just a whole lot of people on the cruise. are on cruises, and so that would be a problem for some people. Do you find that? Just in general, I know I'm just throwing this one out at you, but
there are a lot of people on ships, but the designers of the ships have done a great job of spreading things out so that, and they plan activities such that not everyone on the ship is in the same place at the same time. People with different interests are in different areas. Somebody might be on deck 11 while another group's on deck 5 or deck 4. And so I don't really feel like there's ever a ton of lines or waiting. If a show gets out, it might be a 4 or 5 minute wait, maybe for an elevator, or not even that long. Maybe it just seems like it is probably closer to 2.
So take the stairs.
So take the stairs and get exercise, and then you're not wait for the elevator, and you're burning off calories with the food you're eating. But I don't really feel like lines
we
or
never
crowds are bad. I don't feel crushed in. I mean, they do plan a lot of open space on the ships. I've never really felt that way.
Yeah, this last cruise that we went on, we were always able. I like just kind of finding a quiet place to read my book or visit with the family or friends that we're with on the cruise, and we never had a problem finding a quiet spot.
And the ship had 4,000 plus guests on it.
Yeah, not a problem at all.
That's awesome. Okay, well, thank you for that. There is a question from Suzanne in the chat, and I think we're going to cover a little bit about this, but I want to cover it right now. What do you like about Pawhuska? Can you tell us a little bit about your Airbnb postcard place?
Yeah, Kay had asked us to talk a little bit about that. So we bought kind of an investment property in Pawhuska, Oklahoma. We have been living in southeast Nebraska for the last 20 years or so. And we bought this small house there. We just sort of, honestly, we drove through, had lunch there on our way to Texas, and ended up getting invited back and came back for 5 days and just fell in love with this town. So we did buy a house there, and just to kind of test it out and see if we liked living in Oklahoma, or kind of at a stage where we were considering a move. And we just love it there. But one of the things that was interesting is that Pawhuska gets thousands of visitors every day, but they don't have a chain hotel. So in an effort, I guess, for us to really encourage people to stay in Pawhuska and enjoy the small town life as much as we did, we decided that when we were traveling, we would open our home up on Airbnb to have guests stay there. So it's called Postcard Place, and you can look at our listing on Airbnb if you're interested. We've written a little bit about it on the blog and are getting ready to do another story on it in the next couple of weeks. But we kind of fixed this little house up. It's a great place to go relax, learn about all the history of the Osage Indians. If you've read the book, The Killers of the Flower Moon, that is a true story about the Osage Indian murders that happened there and the start of the FBI. And so it's great to learn about that history. Also, it is the home of the pioneer woman Ree Drummond and her mercantile and boarding house and pizza's place and ice cream shop. So most people come there to go to the Pioneer Woman Mercantile and see her lodge. And we're just happy to host them in our home through Airbnb.
Awesome. That is very cool. And I pulled up the most recent one on the update on Pawhuska.
Yeah.
So hopefully that's all right. And
that is that's fine, and that's pretty current. We just are going to add some pictures of some of the bedrooms, I think, and want people to see that. But it's a super little cozy house. It's great for a weekend getaway. A lot of people do girls trips there. But like Ann said, we believe people should stay in Pawhuska to experience it, and we kind of put our money where our mouth is by putting it up there. But if you're interested, you can find more information on Airbnb.
Awesome. Yeah, I shared that link for your Airbnb, and yeah, you guys could go stay like right now, couldn't they?
Mm-hmm.
Is it?
Yeah, it's actually open tonight.
Oh, wow! There you go. Jump on down.
Coming on Friday.
Yep.
Oh, gotcha. Okay. Let's see. I don't have any other questions. But we're good there. All right. So on to the next. So number 4, I enjoy your pictures that you have on your blog, Facebook, and Insta. I already did that one. No,
No.
with cruises and other travels, I was like, we talked about cruises. There's a lot of eating. So how do you keep track with all the calorie intake? And what exercises do you like that allow you to enjoy travel time too?
Yeah. So one of the things, we signed up for this program called Noom. It's an online weight loss program, and we're not trying to sell it to anybody or anything right now, but it has worked for us. People find things that work. And so that is a way that really has helped us sort of learn how to control our calories. We keep track of all of our calories.
Every bite.
Every bite. We log every meal. So if it goes in my head, I write it down and I log it and count the calories. And so that's
goes in your mouth.
Yeah, that kind of helps. That really helps me, keep on track with my day, because I can look and say, well, after lunch, I've got this many calories remaining today. And when I do exercise, then it gives me extra calories to eat. So that's kind of nice as well. So
yeah, that's been a big help. I think where we were before, we were just sort of eating and not really thinking about the calories. And I guess weight loss for us is just, it's not, there are so many different plans out there and so many ways to do it. I've had a lot of friends that are doing intermittent fasting now, or, there's all these different plans, but in reality, it all comes down to, do you consume fewer calories than you burn? And when you do that, you'll lose weight. So for us, just having an idea of, how much, like one thing, I thought a few croutons on my salad isn't that big a deal. But when I measured them out and counted the calories, I think they're about 10 calories per crouton.
Mm-hmm.
So that's something that I just limit or don't have anymore. So just finding little ways to sort of take it. To me, it wasn't the big groups of calories that were killing us and making us gain weight, but it was just all the little bites that we really weren't keeping track of.
It was the little bit of shredded cheese in a salad, which is really 100 calories. It was a handful of croutons, which was another 100 calories. It was
or the dressing.
The salad dressing, which was another. So here we are having this healthy salad with dinner, and really it was like 300 calories.
Right.
So you have to really kind of focus in on that. So part of it is just being mindful of what you're eating and knowing, am I full now, and going a little more slowly and waiting to listen to the signals from your stomach. Am I full? And if I am, it's okay to stop eating.
Yeah, I think the other thing that has helped us is weighing every day. And I was actually pretty against this when we started. I like to weigh let's be honest, about once every 6 months. And
then hope it went down.
But that was not working for me. Noom suggested that you weigh every single day. And at first I thought I didn't like it at all. And I was very scared of the scale. But as we've done this and started to lose weight and just have more control, and I think for us too, for me, knowing that as a woman, my weight, Steve's weight loss journey has kind of gone like this, right?
Sure.
And my weight loss journey has gone like this,
Hey, I feel that. I understand that.
It winds up, trying to find my finger, lower than it was at the beginning. It just takes a little bit longer.
Yeah. So when I've tried to lose weight in the past, I would do great as long as my weight was going down. And the first time my weight started to go up, I just give up. I'd say it's not worth it. I ate really well this week and I still gained half a pound. Oh. And I just felt so incredibly defeated. So I think weighing every day for me has just proven to me that, like, for instance, I ate really, really clean. I was about 500 calories under what my goal was yesterday, but I gained 0.3 of a pound when I got on the scale this morning. But that does not throw me off and disappoint me the way it used to, because I know that my weight, it just kind of fluctuates a little bit and it'll likely come down again tomorrow. And then I can always go back, instead of going on the day-to-day, whatever the scale says today, and deciding, am I happy today or sad today because of what the scale said, I can count back 7 days and see, okay, well, I was up 0.75 of a pound today, but if I go back over the week, I'm actually down 3 pounds. And so that's been a huge motivation for me. Mm-hmm. And maybe you can tell them about what we do with our scale.
Yeah, so we actually travel with a scale. We take it with
really?
us.
Oh,
and
yeah.
we put it in a hotel room, and we hop on every morning. We had it in North Dakota. We hopped on it every day. We took it with us on a cruise, and we put it in the bathroom, and there's good tiles, dirty floor. And we got on, and then the numbers went up and down and up and down. And
I'm like, wait, I lost 8 pounds.
The ship was kind of rocking. Our center of gravity never found its way in there, so we never had a good chance to weigh there.
Yes, so that was...
One day she lost 8 pounds. The next day I think she gained it back. And so that was...
Yeah, so don't bother taking a scale on a cruise.
On the cruise. I do have a backwards question, because so there's a delay. So I don't know if you're watching the show, but there's a delay, about 40 seconds. And by the time somebody types into the chat, then we're already gone on to the next thing. Marty's crew, our family adventures, is a crew of about 6. And they wonder if your Airbnb would accommodate larger families. So how many people could stay?
Yeah, 6 is the limit. We've limited to 6 because we really want people to have a great experience, and we have 1 bathroom. So, but we do have beds for 6. There's a king bed, a queen bed, and 2 twins in 3 different rooms. So we do limit it to 6 guests.
Kitchen, living room, dining room, front room, and a beautiful front porch made for sitting and sipping coffee and enjoying the day.
Sorry, that's our ship's clock.
It's important.
But so 6 people is what we limit it to, 1 bathroom. But we do have, in 2 of the bedrooms, we set up some desks and mirrors with hair dryers and things. So you can always shower and then finish getting ready in one of the bedrooms.
The other thing is, if you are looking to go to Pawhuska and you have a larger group than 6, never fear. There are a ton of great Airbnb properties in Pawhuska that can accommodate, some of them, some huge groups.
Yeah, 10 or 12 people.
Yeah.
Awesome.
And so there's some stuff on our blog just about places to stay in Pawhuska. So you can find that as well.
That's awesome. Yeah, my sister Lori and I took a sister's trip out there a couple of years ago in 2017. And we had a great time. But we didn't get to stay in Pawhuska. We didn't know anything about it.
2017, there really weren't that many places to stay.
Yeah.
Really opened up the past couple of years.
People have asked me about the trip. I was like, oh, you need to stay someplace else, but now I know.
Mm-hmm.
So, just so you know, if you do go, and we have people on a healthy lifestyle here, the strawberry ice cream at Charlie's Sweet Shop is only 150 calories a serving.
And it's Tillamook ice cream, so it's all the ingredients are cream, milk, butter, eggs, and
butter,
not butter. Cream, milk, eggs, strawberries.
And
sugar. And it's very natural. It's got 5 ingredients or something like that.
Yeah, Lori says it was right after it opened. There weren't many places to stay. Also, we didn't get to go to the studio where she films all of her shows.
Yeah,
so
you can go out to the lodge. You can check on the Mercantile's website and see when her lodge is open. Typically, when they're not filming the show, they open their family lodge guest house where they film the popular Food Network show, and they just open that up to visitors. So you just stop by the Mercantile and get directions out to the lodge, and you can do a self-guided tour that's completely complimentary.
And they invite you to open up the drawers and check everything out. So it's
fun.
fun.
Oh, that is fun. That's very cool.
Yeah.
That's very cool. All right. So we're way over in time. Thanks to everybody for hanging in. I'm having such a great time talking. And if you guys are okay on time, then I've got a couple more. All right. I want to get more information and get you to talk more about your blog. Is there a favorite article or series that you've done?
Well, gosh, we have, I would just say our most popular content is probably everything we've written about Pawhuska, because we live there now. I think we've written over 20 posts about Pawhuska, including all the great pioneer women places, but also a lot of other things to do. One of our most popular posts, and one that we're really passionate about, is one about 70 things to do in Pawhuska. Wow. So for a town of about 3,000 people, we found a lot of really interesting things to see and do. So that's one that people usually check out a lot.
It's true. And then another series that we really enjoyed, we wrote a series of articles on a trip to Italy that we took last summer. And I can't Loved Italy. It was
Tell them about your
beautiful
favorite
thing.
place in Italy.
Valdobiadene.
Yeah.
So that's a Valdobiadene is a small town, sort of 60 to 90 miles northwest of Venice, but is the home of Prosecco wine. And
we wrote a lot about it.
We wrote a lot about the country.
Yes. And so I have put both of those links into the chat. And so if you guys are interested in those, please be sure to check those out. We have a couple of new folks in the chat, and that happens once we go past our half hour. But Sherry, Awesome Sunsets Travel is here, as well as Nomadic in Nature. And it's good to see you all. And this is Postcard Jar. Steve and Ann Teget are here, and we're just about finished with our interview, but thank you for joining us. I do have one last question today. No, that's it. We've already covered everything. Small town experiences and all that stuff. So that's great. Is there anything else you would like to share with I guess I still have one more link for your real life. Do you want to talk a little bit about that on your blog?
Yeah, I mean, I think our blog is primarily about travel. We're midlife empty nesters who enjoy travel, and it can be a great cruise in the Baltic Sea, but we also love just doing a road trip through the Midwest and places like Nebraska and North Dakota. So we kind of do a little bit of everything, but we try and be really authentic, as we talked about at the conference where we met UK. It's really important to us to just give an honest and authentic perspective of the things that we see and do. And I think ultimately our goal is just to get people to sort of get out and see things. So whether it is just taking a Sunday drive and seeing things in your own neck of the woods, or traveling, to a state where you've never been, or even overseas, just getting people to experience different lifestyles, different cultures, different foods. We have been so enriched by the opportunities that we've had to travel, and just the interesting people that we've met along the way, that, our hope is that others will find joy in that, and that you find ways to travel no matter what your budget and your time limitations are. We've really realized, especially after a lot of my health issues and, some of the obstacles that I have now, that life is short. You get to go around this world one time. And so we're just kind of making the most of it.
Yeah, that's part of why, I left my job as a middle school principal. Life is short. And I could have spent 15 more years in a school building, or we could live life. And we chose to do that. So here we are.
And that's kind of why I quit my teaching job. I mean, I was in it for 17 years and then said, you know what, I want to spend more time with my family. I was working, 70 hours a week, and I was working until 9:30 at night and from 6:30 in the morning. And it was a lot. And I was, maybe we're a family of two, but I wanted to spend more time with him. I married him because I like him,
Right.
So
it's worth it. I mean, we're kind of in this, and living in the United States, we're kind of in this world where, we're sort of inundated with consumerism and gathering stuff. And I think the older we get, the more we're saying that life is not about the stuff that you can accumulate. It's about the experiences and the memories. So, we've had to be diligent with our spending, and, you don't buy everything you want. And, we saved for a very long time, and we're really diligent when we were young to, not have debt and save money so that we can, kind of do what we had to do then, so we can do what we want to do now.
Like Dave Ramsey says, we live like no one else so that you can live like no one else.
Yeah. So it's been good for us, and we just want to be an encouragement to people to go places and see new things.
Yes. And that's why I loved you guys so much from the moment I met you guys. It's awesome.
Yeah. So the real life, if you want to put that link, one of the things that we do on our blog is, we don't write a lot of like reviews of hotels, or, we're not really a glorified TripAdvisor sort of blog. We kind of write about our experiences and how things make us feel, and why you might want to experience these things as well. But we also try and tie in a little bit of real life into our blogs. So you'll often see us writing about, our daughter graduating from nursing school last week, or about our home decor that we've chosen on, for our Airbnb house, or, my health issues, things like that. Just to give you a little bit of insight into what our real lives are like, because we're not traveling all the time. We're just real people, and we try and write about extraordinary travel for everyday people like us.
And that's awesome. It's so inspiring to all of us who are ordinary people, and just, I can see my through your eyes, and that's fun. I could go, oh, I could be doing that. They're doing that. I could be doing that. So it's really, really great. Thank you so much for being here. The audience is loving you. I hope you saw some of the comments.
Yeah, it was such a pleasure to meet you at the Midwest Travel Network conference. It was a small conference for destinations and bloggers and YouTube video makers like Kay. But we met some really awesome people there and have developed some great relationships. So we're always excited to work with other, travel content providers, and, just love having this network of just really inspiring people. So thanks for the opportunity.
Oh, no problem. Thank you. Hang with me for just a second. I'm going to close things out here, folks.
Okay.
Thanks again to Steve and Ann for joining me tomorrow for Travel Tuesday. I will be talking with Bill Cleveland from BillOnTheRoad.com. Till next time, remember to go out and live the life that you love. You are not replaceable. Thanks, everyone, for being here today. Enjoyed it.